today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to Week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So here's the first drive down for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in Week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Now ETN to start the drive. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
Partner, is that what you call a quick hitter? That was actually a bolt of lightning, wasn't it? Right out of the gate.
And, of course, on the heels of him winning AFC Offensive Player of the Week 1 week ago. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. From the 48-yard line, here's second down and 1. Back to throw. Lawrence. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. They were trying to set up a screen there, but that one just too slow in developing.
Yeah, too slow in developing and well read, because that ends up being a bad feeling for the quarterback. When he's got no blocking in front of him, his guys are just going to let defenders go, and they're coming for him. So if it's not there, you just got to throw the ball on the turf at your running back's feet.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 33. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
On first down, Lawrence. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. On first and 10, it's ETN. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
On third down, Lawrence. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down. And his kick is good. And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive was any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
We talk so much about how coaches script things, especially on offense, to start a season, to start a game, whatever it is. Could they have scripted a better start in terms of playing? Offensive Player of the Week in the NFC, and his team won their season opener.
Absolutely. Perfect start to the year, but all the talk was, hey, that was week one. Now we got to move forward.
Let's do it again in week 2. That's what he's told his teammates.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run here with Swift. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation, pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Once again, it's Swift. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 25-yard line. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Now a give, right side, Swift. Oh, fighting off the defender. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. From the 20, here's a 2nd and 5. Hurts. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me,
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the
little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Travis Etienne of the Jags offense set to take over again here. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now. Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10, right at the 40. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Etienne up the middle. They juked him, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Hurts going to keep it on the draw. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the gun, it's Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First catch for the NFL's catch leader after 1 week, and it's a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. Here's Hurts to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line. Back to throw again. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goedert. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. They'll look to throw again. And he'll just get rid of it.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Jags and Christian Kirk making their way back out on offense. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, or former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with a touchdown.
Yes.
You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because
that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, this had trouble written all over it from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
They run out of the gun with Swift. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 25, here's second down and 8. They'll set up to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. In motion right is Brown. And they'll fake it there on the jet sweep, and instead, here's Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up second and 12. He'll look to throw. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. The quick slant caught. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on fourth down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on fourth down.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good, and that gets him back within a single point. It's now 10-9. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
On first down, right back to Etienne. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Second down and 4. Here's Lawrence. Open man is Kirk, complete. And Kirk is going to have the Jaguars first down as he'll get this up to midfield. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's first and 10. From midfield now, Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it's second down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Lawrence's throw taken in by Watkins here. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Throwing again here, it's Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Screenplay, here's Etienne. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down. They'll look to throw. They shakes him off, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now Lawrence, flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Quez Watkins, 35 yards. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They'll drop to throw. And that's out to the flat for Swift. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw here. That is caught. And he'll crossover out of bounds right at the 25. And a big 32-yard play on third.
How you leave a receiver of that caliber that wide open on that play is absolutely beyond me. You've watched tape. You've gone over the scouting report. Your first move should be double or triple him and make sure someone else doesn't beat you.
Well, especially on third down. That's what's really baffling. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin with an AFC South matchup in Indianapolis as Houston is in town. And it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. The Colts still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Next, we head off to check out another game. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. Daniel Jones has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And that one all tied. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Boy, the pursuit there, terrific from the linebacking core.
Oh, it certainly was, because so many times on an option play, you'll see a linebacker make a beeline for the quarterback and then zip, one cut, and he's grasping it air. But this time, he locked in on him the whole way, took an excellent angle, and his grasp came up with the quarterback.
And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. On first down, Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. A very costly sack there on third and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you figure the field goal team coming on fourth.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the left hash, this from 39. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it first and 10. They'll start on the ground, Etienne, and he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 5. Now Lawrence to throw. And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. And to throw again is Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here's Logan Cook now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Quick slant to Brown. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Hurts throws complete to Goddard. It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On first down, Lawrence. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. Lawrence will throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Etienne once more. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
The drive had started well after a punt last time. Now it's slowed down a bit, and let's face it, they don't want to punt the ball in back-to-back series. They want a sustained drive on this one.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Quick slant caught by Kirk. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A give, running right, Etienne. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 18. Now Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. It's Watkins. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
So, now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Hassan Reddick. And the Eagles are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Hurts. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Hurts sets up to throw it. Forced out to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Big 3rd down. A field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw now on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, and en route, going into a little bit of traffic, maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 13-yard line. 13 yards down to the 13.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
On the option to give to Swift here. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. Here's a 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. Touchdown, Eagles! DeAndre Swift, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Eagles have taken a fourth quarter lead. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and the lead is up to 5. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So here now, Lawrence and the Jaguars down by 5, just under 2 minutes to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Lawrence. Able to find Jones. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Throwing now, Lawrence. Man open, here is Jones. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Lawrence. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Lawrence. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. He's back to throw. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. So now it's the Eagles' turn, trailing by 3 after the touchdown and 2-point conversion. 36 seconds remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Back to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now. He'll look to throw. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up. They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. 2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Here's Hurts to throw. Got a man. It's Brown. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down. This ball intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Jaguars, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.